Hey guys, welcome to the stream. We are still making Korea great again today here. It's actually the final bracket, the round of 8 of players 4 who qualified through the qualifiers we held last week on a couple of nights. I think it was Wednesday and Thursday, maybe? Bad memory. And 4 other players that we invited as well to join the crew. So I'm here today with Zombie Grub. Woo! It's been a while. How you doing?
Hi. It's good. It has
Good.
been a while, so.
A bit early in the morning for you.
Yeah. And my cat kept waking me up for whatever damn reason. I actually woke myself up because I had a dream that I played a terrible game of StarCraft in a tournament, and I was so disappointed in myself, I woke myself up.
Oh no.
It was bad.
That's the worst. Yeah, it's like a really easy time for me right now. It's 10 p.m. and my sleep pattern is wrecked. So I go to sleep at about 3 a.m. It's perfect for me, not so perfect for North Americans. So credit to you for getting up for this. And to Rifkin, who is on the OBS cam for us today and doing all the stream stuff. And to all you guys who are just tuning in, thank you for joining us, especially if you're in those regions where this is not such a friendly time zone for a tournament. And I think GSL is actually on at the moment, the Broodmore matches. So cool of you to be joining us when that's on as well.
I don't think GSL Brood War's on. It's like another league.
So. Oh, is it something else? ASL or something?
Yeah,
SBB Star League.
Yeah, I actually don't know what this is either, but it has Flash and Shuttle. And, I mean, it's pretty good, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Brood War. Well, at least we got the StarCraft 2 side covered for tonight. So if you've been following us on Twitter, guys, you will see that Solar vs INnoVation is actually our first match for the day. So a sick TvZ to start things off. Apparently Solar isn't too happy about that, though.
Yeah, apparently he's complaining that INnoVation is going to be too hard to beat, and he has a tough group. But I mean, this is a pretty stacked bracket, so I don't know where he expected to have like an easy time. Maybe he would have preferred facing the Protosses as possible, but I don't know where else. We do have resubs coming in, of course, so thank you to Kitty the Neko. Oh, Cat, can you just choose where to sit? Just choose. And it says, for 27 months, I've said this thing is broken, still salty. Today's 36 months, 3 years. Wow, incredible. Much Ace Kate.
I'm not going to draw. Oh, on the hot scale, I'm a 10, baby.
Thanks for the great times and look forward to another full year of Ace Kate. Alaska Winter resubs for 35 months. Hooray, finals. And then we just got a donation from Mr. Boris Makarov for $10. Oh, hi. Question for you. Why can't a bike stand up on its own? Because it's too tired.
Wow. Oh dear. Oh, that's a good one. And you guys always have so many like donations and resubs going. I don't know how you keep up. Aw, cat friend.
He chose, hopefully, where to sit. He's been bothering me like this the entire time, waking me up and asking for pettings and cuddles. He still misses me. And he knows that I'm leaving too, because I still have my luggage out. So he's like, I know you're leaving. I just don't know when.
He's making the most of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, what is the process of maps? I'm guessing there's some type of veto process.
Hey guys, I'm just unmuting myself for some quick rundown stuff. So, INnoVation's here. He's messaging me. Him and Solar are going to do vetoes. Everyone's going to veto down to one map. Pretty standard stuff. And I was worried we might need a backup, but it looks like they're about ready to go. So I guess I'll host today because I don't have to do the talking.
Ooh.
Ugh. All right.
Well, I'm gonna host and basically pass off hosts because I can't handle that responsibility.
Does it count then?
Okay, I'll give you it myself.
Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what else we got? I guess Bunny versus Sue is happening on Crank stream, which is pretty cool. So if you want to catch the other matches going on, he's lose one other stream. But Scarlet versus Gumio and Zest versus Patience are the other matches that we'll be catching later on. I think the plan is to do one best of 3 for the round of 8s, and then 3 best of 5, so 2 the semifinals and the finals, I believe.
Yeah. So 4 matches all up for us. Make sure you multi-Twitch Crank stream because I mean, at least for the first match, he will have a different game if you do not like your TvZ. So actually, the one's a TvZ as well. So never mind. But if you don't like INnoVation and Solar for whatever reason, you have Bunny versus Sue.
Yeah, right.
To choose from as well.
I don't know though. Someone doesn't like INnoVation and Solar.
Well, then they are a questionable StarCraft 2 fan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's basically true. Oh gosh. So what has been up with you, Zeph? How's life?
Life's been pretty good at the moment. I'm between jobs, so all I do is sit on my behind, eat, and play video games at the moment. So it's kind of living the dream for a couple of months till I get my real job happening again. So I'm actually trying to squeeze in a lot of casting in between, like now and when I actually start my job towards the end of January. So that is pretty sweet. And I saw you doing Nation Wars, which is pretty sick. How was that?
Nation Wars was a lot of fun. The actual games have been pretty exciting. We've had a couple of upsets, and it works actually pretty easy. I mean, it was huge qualifier the first day, but then like all the other days, so this upcoming week is going to be groups, and it's just it's only a couple of casts per caster. It's so weird after casting, 4 or 5 hours every day, like no problem, and then sometimes 8+. This is a luxury.
Yeah, I can imagine. It even weirds me out, like just doing WCS, Oceania and stuff, like to have 2 other casters to rotate out with, because we'll have like Death and Moonglade or something with me and Maynard, and it's just like it's so different. I couldn't imagine just like flying out to any event for just like a couple of matches here and there. But at least like you get to enjoy some of the games as well. It's not as tiring, so that's a plus.
Yeah, it's not as tiring, which is I guess you're supposed to be like an A+ game, but it still is kind of weird for me. But thank you to Bad Rocks for the new sub. Oh, cat, your face.
This is actually a TriCast, guys. We've got a feline guest.
Hi guys, it's me, the cat. Hello.
He's blocking my view of the computer. He's figured it. I was playing Civ last night, basically wasting my time, and he kept blocking the computer too. Like he knew to get my attention.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot about Civ over the last like few months. And I'm like, I kind of want to try it, but I'm so addicted to other games that I don't know if I'll end up playing it. But it sounds pretty good. Have you played a lot of it?
No, not a lot. I actually had a really tough time getting into the new Civ, and then I finally did. So I played it for like a day before I left for Korea, so like a month and a half ago. And then I just never touched it again until yesterday, which, I spent all my time playing yesterday. But I think it's like playing The Sims, like you have like your spurts and then you're done for like a long time, at least for me.
Yeah.
I recently finally completed a Civ game. I don't think it actually counts though, because I started in the Industrial Age.
Oh, okay.
I actually got to the year 2050, which is like the end. It's kind of lame, actually. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, I mean, it was the year 2050, but I was still researching like atomic bombs, and I was like, damn, I suck. Like 100 years too late, man.
Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like playing Age of Empires for me, because I'm trash at games in general. But I used to play a lot of Age of Empires, and like anytime I play online, I thought I was like decent because all I'd play against is AI, and then I get on the ladder or whatever their multiplayer is called, and then they're like way advanced, and I'm like still on tier 1 buildings and stuff. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not that good at this after all.
Yeah, exactly. I played Age of Mythology online after years of playing it offline, being like, okay. And it just was so much faster than I was. And I was like, I guess it makes sense. I mean, if you only played StarCraft against AI, the same thing would happen. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Dude, where are these games at? I'm pumped up for INnoVation Solar, and it's like taking a sweet time. Gosh darn it. By the way, guys, I guess it's worth just running through the players. We briefly mentioned them before. But we have in our round of 8 INnoVation, Solar, Bunny, Sue, Scarlet, Gumiho, Zest, and Patience. So 4 of those qualified through the 2 qualifiers that we had, and 4 were invited just for funsies. There are actually a lot of players that put on a good show in the brackets when we did the qualifiers. So we tried to get whoever we could out of the people that actually played to give them another chance, and it's I think we've ended up with a pretty sick bracket, and they're playing for a $350 prize pool. First place gets $250. Second place will be bowing out with $100. So not too bad for a really short bracket here.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like good bracket and super baller. So, but apparently you're still waiting. So,
yeah, just chilling for the moment. I'm not sure if Crank started, but you could check his stream while we wait. For those of you just joining us, there's already a lot of you, so thanks for popping by, guys, for this little spare of the moment tournament that we've been running over the last couple of weeks.
Okay, well, it looks like INnoVation's finally here. So
Woo.
they're just asking how to get the veto process done, and yeah, should be started pretty soon. Veto down to 1. I'll wait for that. Thank you to Jimmy Jam Jars for the 11-month resub. Is This Real Life? And a heart. Arrogance GG for the resub 12 months. Yes, saving esports for 12 years. Highs G, welcome aboard, Zeph. And APOC 428 for the 11-month resub. We never want our ZG to go away. Kate, by the way, 1 month to go. Ace, da. Of course, for that Partouf. Partoufs were sent out for people who had, I guess, put their name down and then whatever on the Google Doc for the last 2 months. So you all should be receiving that, I guess, the next, 2 weeks. It was like half and half on, USA and international, so that's where you are.
And that's some crazy shipping right there all over the world for them Partoufs. How did you get those made, by the way? They just I don't know, what kind of place you go to make those sort of things.
Well, like anything else in the world, usually online. So.
Fair enough. Online. I was just trying to I wouldn't even know where to start. Google places that make Partoufs. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I mean, they need Googling is any make coins. We had chocolate coins made too. That was pretty easy actually to find.
Oh, nice.
Chocolate, because I guess the chocolate thing I figured was gonna be pretty easy because they already do chocolate coins for the treasure chests. That you get.
Okay, yeah.
For candy, so that was pretty easy. But we haven't done those in a long time. We had a ton when we first produced it, but yeah, the Partoufs are pretty cool. But unfortunately, it seems that I don't know what it is. Maybe it's American politics. Maybe it's just the holidays. But shipping has just skyrocketed. So now I have to fill out a customs form for Canada even. Whatever, man. It takes forever to fill out, and it costs a lot more. So stupid USA. It's clearly what's wrong.
Yeah, agreed. Anytime I try and do anything US related, it's just oh, why? Such a hassle. But oh well, such is life. Oh my god, guys, we finally got a lobby. As much as I know you're enjoying staring at our extremely attractive faces, Echo is actually going to be our first map here.
Yep. Echo, Splice, Solar versus INnoVation. Splice is such a weird name. I was promoted to lobby host anyway, so that's fine.
You're in a position of power.
Yeah, apparently.
All right. Just need the go ahead from INnoVation. We are ready to rock and roll, guys. Tell your friends that this is on. There's pretty cool matches happening today. This is our only best of 3. Then we're going to be following up with 3 best of 5s for the semifinals and finals. It should be juicy. It should be great. And the countdown has started.
Well, I'm still a little sick, so I will be muting every now and then, maybe some super awkward pauses. So I hate it though. Like, it's technically sick for like 2 weeks at this point. It started in Korea, lasted through France, and it's still every now and then just like coughing and clearing your throat, and it's the worst type of sickness for when you're a caster.
Oh yeah,
Why?
especially like coughing of all things when your job is literally to talk into a microphone. It's just so suboptimal. And
Oh,
what can
wow.
you do? Alrighty, guys, we're in our first match of the day at TvZ, and in the top left, he's the blue Zerg. He is Solar.
In the bottom right, as the red Terran, he is INnoVation.
Oh, can't wait for this. It's going to be pretty sick, actually. I know Solar's not feeling too confident against INnoVation, but I think he can probably put up a decent fight. It is an online tournament, so I don't always place too much stock in how much of an A game the players are going to bring, because it's not even like a serious tournament or anything. It's a one-off. It's a bit of fun, so hopefully it'll be a decent match out of these two guys.
Well, INnoVation's already doing something that it's, believe it or not, a little like unorthodox for him, and for Korean Terrans a little bit in general. There's some Korean Terrans that love it, but INnoVation actually has been going for usually pretty standard stuff in TvZ. So like even like 2-1-1s or like the cyclone stuff that he's been doing. So to see a 3-Rax Reaper, I'm gonna guess that he doesn't actually dedicate too much to it, and that Solar will be able to push it back, but I don't know, like, if INnoVation does dedicate to it, we've heard a lot of complaints from all the other Zergs, basically, saying that it's super tough to beat, like, and if you don't die from it, it puts you behind, and, like, to win against it's actually, like, almost impossible. So I still want to test this theory out, basically have, like, 50 games, TvZ, some, like, European versus European, Korean versus Korean, Korean versus European, but I'm never going to get my wish. At least I got now Korean versus Korean. We're going to see how Solar deals with this. Usually the Korean Zerg's just been going for speedlings and being able to do decent against it.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess we'll have to wait and see how it goes. It's one of those strategies where I feel like at the top level, it's kind of up to the Terran to screw up and make a mistake, and that's like sometimes your best chance, because it can definitely feel really impossible to hold, but we'll see what happens here. His first couple of Reapers come out. I mean, Solar did go hatch first into the gas and pool, so he'll have speed on his side, but not for a little bit.
Yeah. It looks like his plan was to take a third base. He knew about the drone back, so he's Overlord finally saw that it was 3-Rax Reaper. That was his first scout, and then the Reaper came right into his face. So again, we'll see how much INnoVation dedicates to this. He's already almost at 6, I suppose, with all of them rallying forward, being pumped out, but it's been stopped at 9 for a lot of these guys, and that's what we're really going to be paying attention to. As you said, Solar should have speed all on the way, but it's still like 20 seconds, 30 seconds away, and that is time that the Reapers might be able to kill a Queen even, if Solar isn't careful.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, so far so good though, like with the Queens buying time. Just now getting into the main is INnoVation, but he is pushed back. So all in all, Solar hasn't really taken too much damage. I mean, he's only really losing links at this point. That Queen is getting very low, but X1's popping out. Now here comes the 9 Reapers. Let's see if he can continue to produce these or not, whether he backs out.
Already lost a Reaper. Some good focus fire from Solar. His Queens are getting awfully low, but his Lings are trying to cover them now. Looks like they might get another Reaper. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. They actually get 2 Reapers. Maybe even a third there, as one is pretty low, and this might just be the signal anyways for INnoVation to back off with the Reapers.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like it. I mean, once that speed kicks in, it gets so much easier. He can still take out a lot of Lings. I mean, all in all, 17 Lings went down, but I don't think that's bad at all, considering how long he was actually out here, how many Reapers he made. So there's still a fair few Lings on the field, but buying time with those Queens and whatnot, I think Solar did a great job, and INnoVation is indeed backing off. He's just going to transition out of this, get those expansions up, and we'll see where he goes from here.
Yeah. The Reaper shenanigans, just as I was talking about, just don't seem effective when it comes to Korean TvZ, and there's still, as far as I can see, actually not a clear, definite answer as to why. Again, like some of the people have said that it's because they go for more Reapers, but then we saw there that he was still on his way to 9. He was still building Reapers. Yet it was at that point that he was surrounded by Lings. So It's hard to say ever that the Koreans have less control than foreigners, but maybe that is an argument someone can make. A lot of resubs coming in. Thank you, Walgren 78 for the 5-month resub. I would say found this awesome stream. Thanks for the good times. Moving laterally for the 24-month sub. 2 years of hashtag butts. And Maynard for the 5-month resub. Inno hype. Oh, and a new sub, the legit chosen one. I said that right. Thank you.
Welcome to the BaseTradeTV family. And there's still one Reaper left here, being a pain in the backside, but Solar deals with that swiftly. He's still got a lot of lings. It's going to be so frustrating too, having that many lings out this early on, and the Terran stop making Reapers, and they're just kind of dead weight at the moment, at least until the Terran moves out or he tries to take a third. You can't even harass with them, which is really annoying, but it's not to worry. I mean, Solar's droning up real hard right now. He's got his third base up and running. His creep spread is starting to look pretty delicious too, so he's really pushing that out there with those 3 queens.
I don't know if creep ever looks delicious. Maybe it would if it was on the floor. Like a 10-second rule doesn't really apply to this.
Fair point.
So you're right. Like the lings, like it sucks that they feel kind of useless. You know, there's no Hellions to follow up and take care of, and you really are waiting until they have medevacs, which is quite a long time when they have to follow up a 3-wax Reaper. You know, first the 3 CCs come down most of the time. Sometimes it's only 2 CCs, but we're still waiting for medevacs that Starport's allow us to swap on over. So the good news is you already have the lings, so Solar could feel fairly confident. Again, like he has knowledge there won't be any pushes until that point, so he felt pretty confident droning up until about 65, which is usually what you want. And of course getting his upgrades. Unfortunately, while his economy really isn't that bad, it's not like super great. Like his fourth base is on the way. It's only 61 drones, like a super powered 70 drones. And his upgrades are also behind the Terran, which, like, an ideal world and a different map without 3x Reaper is usually not the case. Usually they're even, if not to Zerg, maybe even a little bit ahead. That's kind of disappointing. I don't think INnoVation can actually hit a timing with 1-1. They're, like, a little too close still, but it's a little scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the ideal position for Solar, but I don't think he'd be too upset considering how the game started. I mean, he's just hitting that 65 drone number now. His tech's on the way. Bane speed is still coming along, and INnoVation will pressure here. We'll see if he actually commits to anything or if he just starts to clear up some of this pesky creep, because it's already at the halfway mark. So yeah, there we go. Some of those tumors getting mowed down pretty quickly here. There's not too much he can do with this, provided that Solar is in the right positions. Even if he drops, he should be just fine, and he does flush him out of there quite quickly. But creep control is important here since it's already getting pretty insane, and when INnoVation pushes, I assume with the 2-2 that is now coming along for him, he's gonna not want to have to inch his way across the map just because there's creep bloody everywhere.
Yeah.
So he's actually doing a really good job with this.
Ideally, you get the creep queens. You got that one. Got her. And yeah, exactly. Continue clearing up the creep. Unfortunately, the side of which the usual pushing path is taken is to the fourth base. So in this case, off to the left. INnoVation really hasn't been cleaning that up. So that's, I think he realized that too and is going to mosey on over. As the rest of his army as well. He's a pretty good army supply, but an even army supply, actually, I would say puts the Zerg in a pretty decent position, especially if they do have creep. And again, those upgrades, while a little bit ahead for INnoVation, I'm not sure are ahead enough. There won't be multiple engagements with a lead here. And INnoVation still has to wait a good 30, 45 seconds before they're done. So that's going to actually be the Hive finishing up. And I'm going to guess Ultralisks could start almost immediately after that. Solar did get up to 71 drones. He got his fourth base. A couple of drones over there, not completely saturated. These bailing hits actually weren't that bad. They got a lot of the Widow Mines. This one's going to be popped off by a single Ling, and INnoVation has to get out of there.
Yeah, that was actually pretty decent from Solar, all things considered, and that was right on the edge of the creep too, so he went about as far as he could with that engagement, and that gives him a bit of breathing room here. INnoVation has to regroup. He's probably going to still stand out here and keep up the pressure, keep harassing whatever he can, but like you said, that Hive just finished up. So 3-3, Ultras not too far off here. The 2-2 is about to finish for INnoVation, and Solar's actually coming in trying to surround as much as he can. He's doing a real good job. There's not a lot of space for INnoVation to mark. The mines actually take out a lot of Marines there, and INnoVation is sent home with just the medevacs.
sent Pack in. That was a nice move by Solar to recognize that INnoVation, well, A, wasn't really expecting to be swamped right there, and then B, was a little bit onto that creep. So it was just a good opportunity. And Solar consistently pushing INnoVation this far back into his third base is natural, means that there's still a ton of creeps for to get through. Technically, a sacrifice to the fourth base has also been okay in the past, as long as you got the Ultralisk. And Solar's not even really threatening that either. Like, Solar's just in a really damn good position.
Yeah.
And now he's going to get a Baneling drop on top of the Mules here.
Oh my god. Oh, this is going to be juicy. Oh, INnoVation, I feel for you right now, buddy. That was a pretty good hit. He got at least half that mineral line. 12 SCVs have gone down this game, so INnoVation can't be too pleased about that at the moment. Sitting at 54 SCVs, not the worst, but oh, hold that thought as INnoVation comes in once again on the edge of the creep here, trying desperately to control it, but it's really hard to push in. Chitinous plating is on the way, Adrenal Gland's halfway done also, and the Ultralisk Cavern has been finished as well. So really, Solar just needs the opportune moment to start churning some of those out, and in he comes again, surrounding this Terran army. It's actually not that much from INnoVation here, despite a good spread. There is just way too much Zerg.
Yeah, there's way too much Zerg. Like, upgrades were even, of course, at that point as well, but it just was a situation where INnoVation didn't have a lot of splash on his side, and while he was a little more prepared, this time he had his Marauders on his front line, and he was already pre-split. The numbers are too large anyways, so his split still hurt as the Lings get surrounded. The good news is that he saved all his medevacts, so he can go very quickly into Liberators, even without a second Starport. And after losing some of his economy, which apparently he's going to lose a little bit more. INnoVation has brought games back from a very grim 3-base situation against Ultralisk, which is usually like an all-in point by the Terran, right? But he's brought it back, so it's possible.
Oh my god. Again. These hits, oh man, if he just needs like one more hit on that mineral line and it is gone. So many SCV kills, 22 have gone down, and INnoVation, like at this stage of the game, you don't really expect to be pumping out extra workers. He's trying to take this fourth base, but Solar is having none of that, rolls in with a whole bunch of Lings and Banes, and INnoVation doesn't even have that much to combat this now, especially as the first couple of Ultralisks start to come out on the field here.
Yeah, finally, his Widowmines get a fairly decent handle, like a bunch of Banelings, but Solar still has a lot more where that's coming from, and as you said, the Ultra is still coming through, too. A couple Liberators and the, removal of the Lings will scare that back, and I like that Solar did pull the Ultras back, alone. They're rarely ever that good. So, INnoVation holds. He has his fourth base. His SCV count still isn't terrible, even though 5 more just went down. 48. I guess he's either, well, he started at 60, so, I mean, there's that, but he's also been remaking a couple here and there. We have a Ling drop now. That Overlord could die, because I think the missile turret's still up. It probably will, in fact, if Solar's not careful, but we'll see what it can do. This is the point I'm talking about. Like, INnoVation really should just technically be down and out. Like, the army supply doesn't look that bad, so you're like, well, why would you say that? But really, like, if they've had to move a main base to a fourth base and they have no pressure on any of the Zerg's bases, that usually means it's game over. The Lings drop actually gets through, barely skirts by that missile turret. Annoying, but at least INnoVation's army's right there.
Yeah, I think he gets a couple of kills. He gets rid of the missile turret as well. Might be worth remaking that. INnoVation is hurting right now. I think the supplies tell a bit of a story there. Solar, like, he could be maxed out very shortly. He's struggling on the gas front a little bit because he's trying to get all those super heavy tech units out. He's got a bunch of Corruptors on the way. +3 Carapace is about halfway done, so he can definitely throw out a couple more Ultras in that mix. He's going for just about everything under the sun. In fact, does he have a Great Aspire?
No, he got the Spire. And I definitely anticipated him just going right up to that Greater Spire, but not the case. It's a little... I think I like this better, actually. Like, Greater Spire, if he could afford it, if he was, like, rolling in money, I think would be the greatest. But if not that, then going a little bit later on the Ultralisk, yet still getting the Corruptors to kill Medivacs, I actually think that's better than the overcommittal to Ultralisk that we've seen a lot of other Zergs have against a Terran who obviously isn't broken quite yet. INnoVation's been taking good defensive fights. Still taking damage on this fourth base. Finally, the bunker takes care of that damn Overlord.
Yeah. Finally get some revenge there. But I'm sure Solo will be back. He's been pretty persistent with that the whole game. But yeah, I do like the corrupted choice. I mean, the one thing that INnoVation's been able to save for most of these engagements are the medevacs, and this is kind of like that last blow to finishing off this army for good. So he's finally, the first time in minutes, going to start creeping up here. He's got the Liberator set up, minefield to retreat back to. Let's see how much he can do. He's just trying to take out some of the creep here, but Solo's actually getting a lot of time to set up a nice arc. He's got units that are going to come in from all angles here as soon as he sees fit. So this is still a really scary position for INnoVation, but both players at this stage are maxed out.
He's going with a lot of lings here. They do still got the Widow Mines. There's one more left over, does not get a shot off. The Corruptors come in, and this is a big difference than all the other engagements that they've had. The Corruptors actually taking out all the medevacs and the Liberators as well, but not before the Ultras are taken out, so Solar will have to remax to save potentially even his 4th base. I mean, they don't have any medevacs, but those Marauders are still alive. Very, very, very weak.
I like this too, using the last couple of Liberators that are around to go and siege up the other bases, because suddenly Solar has to split his attention to 3 or 4 different locations, whereas ideally he'd only be cleaning up the scraps of that army, and he is actually going for that last group of Marauders. INnoVation's going to milk every ounce of damage he can out of them. But they do go down, and there is a lot of Zerg left over, about 75 Lings and Ultra, a bunch of Corruptors, and Solar's, he smells blood in the water. He's going for it at this stage. I'm not sure if Lings will quite be able to clean it up.
Those Baneling hits on a very well-saturated 4th base was quite good. 22 SCVs went down. INnoVation missed micros, command centers, as well as he tries to rally his SCV production back to the base. I mean, this is, as I said, it kind of gets to this all-in point. Even if he does get maxed out on an army, if you have to lift your command centers, like, it seems like it's no big deal, but it really is. And Solar, well, Solar, I mean, kudos to him. He actually did not underestimate the endgame army, even if the Terran was kind of hurting on, you know, follow-ups. Yeah. Because that's what happened in the last couple of Zergs we've seen face INnoVation. They think they're doing a really good job. They're winning. They, like, over-dedicate to Ultras. They push in. And then they die because they don't have like a good concave or just, you know, take INnoVation seriously, basically. So Solar did, and he wins game number 1.
Yeah, so GT, he goes 1-0 up in the series that he thought was going to be really, really hard. So let's see if he can close it out, or if we'll get a 1-1 out of INnoVation. Wouldn't be surprised to see it go to a game 3, of course, because INnoVation, like, he's just so hard to kill. So many things went wrong that game for him, like with the constant like Bane drops and Ling harass and losing an army here, not being able to push in and harass too much, and he still just clung to life like you wouldn't believe. So we'll see what happens in the second game.
Yep, it's gonna be on Whirlwind, which I would feel pretty good for Solar. You win game number 1 on Echo after dealing with 3x Reaper, and then you. Can he not just go when they say go? And then INnoVation has to compete on Whirlwind, like another like pretty big map, like even bigger than Echo. And Solar should be feeling pretty good to maybe even 2-0 here. In a perfect world.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he gets cross spawns or close spawns. I mean, cross spawns, I feel like that's definitely a nice setup for Solar, but it is going to be close spawns here on Whirlwind. And in the bottom right, here's the Blue Zerg up 1-0 in the series. It's Solar.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Broke StarCraft.
Uh-oh.
It's my bad.
Well, good thing there's a backup caster ready to go.
Yeah, right?
Do you want us to remake Solar's Offering? I can just cast it with Zep if you want to break. It's up to you.
Yeah, you can just cast with her.
Alrighty. Fair enough.
Okay, well, rest in peace, Zombie Grub. Although last time this happened, she was able to recover. Zombie Grub managed to come back from like 12 seconds of DC in a team game we were playing.
Right.
Rather impressive, actually.
I got frustrated and started pressing all the buttons. It's not working this time.
No? Okay. Well, you guys are probably wondering where's Zerfkin at, why you're hearing his voice now. I'm just doing the observing tonight because, you know, a couple people requesting it. I know Zeph said she'd be cool too, getting a cast with Zombie Grub since it's been so long since the 3 of us have all gotten to do stuff. So I didn't mind taking a bit of a backseat, but looks like I'll get to cast 1 game today.
Alright.
And just go. I did put that in chat, didn't I? I didn't imagine that. I thought
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have ref chat, so I can't.
Neither do I. I don't know if you can whisper him or something.
I'm trying. Oh, and Zombie Grub's now left the call too. This is how you know things are going poorly.
It wouldn't be a StarCraft broadcast without some good old technical issues.
Well,
Technology, the vehicle in esports and all that.
right? Oh, it's super awkward too, because even if we did remake it, Zombie Grub is gone. Like, you just have to understand she's left the building type thing. Hopefully she'll rejoin us ASAP, but she's actually like out of Skype and everything. But okay, there we go. I messaged Solar on Skype because I guess he can't see in game whispers while he's playing. Anyways, you introduced the other guy, so I guess I get to introduce in the bottom left. It's INnoVation. So this is like a TriCast. That's not quite a TriCast, I suppose. So it's a two-person TriCast. Anyways, that first game was great from Solar. I messaged him in between. I said, "You're such a whiner, dude, crying about can't beat INnoVation." And what I like though is Solar, for all things, like, he's actually got his head screwed on tight. He said, like, it's only one game. Like, he knows where he's at. He's not going to try and get cocky with it too. But that was a really impressive hold. I expect Lings to do so much worse against Reapers after watching them for so long. If you guys watched the I Am Youngie qualifiers, you saw Reaper usage nonstop there. If you saw most of the foreign events, Reapers got really out of hand. You're not going to see him on this map though, because there's just... INnoVation's bold and he's strong, but he's not crazy. And I think going 3-Rex Reaper on Whirlwind would be like the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, it would definitely not be anything that anyone expects him to do. And lo and behold, so far it's looking pretty normal. But Solar has actually gone for the more defensive option though, of getting a pull first. That actually also lets him chin out a couple of Lings and try and harass the natural if he wants. But at least he has access to units a little earlier.
Yeah, well, there's always that chance that, yeah, if you scout right, you can also sneak by and get the command center. That SCV is so annoying. But actually on that point, because it's not Reapers, I just want to remind everybody, like, okay, that game looked a little bit messy because INnoVation went for a really dedicated attack that flopped on him. This time around, he's going for probably the 2 medevac drop that we're also used to seeing out of Terran. And that's really like everyone's bread and butter. We watch Beyond make it super popular. We watch players like INnoVation pull it off. And that's where we're going to start seeing the mechanics shine through. Like, Solar had really good control of that game. Zombie Grub pointed out, like, the small things like pulling the Ultras back and not over-dedicated with Banelings. Like, all these things out of Solar were great, but can he maneuver around the classic opening that is Terran? Like, will those 2 medevacs be too much?
Yeah, the harass, I mean, it's really hit or miss. Because sometimes they come with those couple of medevacs and they really don't get anything done. Maybe they deny some creep and that's about it. And then other times they just about win the game with it. So it's really down to being in the right place and staying on your toes, I guess. Because it can get out of hand really quickly. And it depends how annoying the Terran wants to be with it too. Because some Terrans will come in, try and have a go, and then be like, it's not really working out, and go home. Others will stay there for the next 5 minutes and just duck in and out to try and throw a spanner in the works. But we'll see how we go as it does get started.
It's always really awkward, right? Because I think at this point, I'm almost like too elitist of the players we cast. Where I'm like, oh, these 2 medevacs shouldn't end the game. Those 5 queens should hold. Like, these are things that we expect to happen, but once in a while they don't, and all of a sudden, you know, shit hits the fan and this game gets crazy. Those are the StarCraft moments I really love. The ones that you don't expect. The thing about Solar, though, is like he is going queen heavy. He's getting everything he needs to have for this, even though he hasn't scouted it till just recently, as the Overlord still hasn't actually ducked in. He is just simply process of elimination where his opponent is. I think he knows what's coming because it is so standard and it is so expected. But again, this angle of attack could favor him. The nice thing about this expansion was he didn't go left. If he had taken this base, he would really be stretching out far and putting himself in harm's way. But thanks to his base layout, a little bit of creep spread, he should be able to connect his queens and follow those medevacs pretty easily.
Yeah, for sure. I'd actually call him crazy if he expanded towards the Terran with his third. I'd be like, man, you've got the biggest balls in StarCraft right now. Like, it's not really the direction you want to go with your third base.
It's been a luck of the draw. I think that's why he scouted northwards first, because he wanted to confirm whether this third base would be the best one to put down.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, we got the double engineering base in the wall, so full wall off for INnoVation. No easy counterattacks. There's those two medevacs. Stim pack timing out. Everything we expected to happen going to be moving out here in just a moment's time. And this is where we get to see if Solar intercepts it. Currently, the Queens are not in position for this. They've just dropped a ton of tumors, so they don't have transfuse energy. But Solar's still pumping Queens. He's getting additional ones on top of the already... I think he's got 5? Yeah, he's already got 5. Yep. 4 ones for fighting, 1 for injecting.
Yeah, this Queen Heavy style is just so good against everything. You know, it helps just about any situation, whether you've got these 2 medevacs coming at you, whether you've got Hellions on the field or whatever. You know, they're so beefy, they add so much damage, they can target down air units, and they make your life a whole lot easier. So I do really like the Queen Heavy style, and then you have so many Queens left over for creep spread. So here comes INnoVation up the ramp. Stim is ready to rock all these Queens, already taking a beating.
That grenade single-handedly killed that Queen. That was super cool, and I don't know if that was luck or skill, but either way, nice pick-off for INnoVation.
Yeah. He does get one of those, but does duck out fairly quickly. Solar does have a lot of lings. He's starting to morph some Banes in now as well. Lair coming up behind this, and he's totally fine to hold this. I mean, there's no reason this should do damage. Unless he messes up at this point, but INnoVation's not done yet. He's just going to sit on the edge of the creep like he did pretty much all last game and continue to come in here, see if he can get any damage done. Nice target fire with the Queens on that medevac there. Yeah, it's quite difficult for him to actually get anything really happening here.
I like that he pulls back. It's unfortunate that he can't get anything done, but I think he knows at this point too. He did force out a lot of lings out of Solar. He saw the additional Queens, so it's not like Solar got to skyrocket up to 70 drones while this was happening. INnoVation may not have been in a lot of damage, but still inadvertent damage. Now getting towards that +1. Solar's a little bit late on the upgrades, actually. I guess it's been a while. I guess he's had the Carapace, which is nice, but 1 Evo Chamber is an odd thing to see out of Zerg. The macro hatchery, the main coming down too. We're going to see him probably just dedicate to a lot of units. He's finishing up his drone rounds now. He's finishing up to 70 as we speak, and Solar is going to be able to just pump every single bit of larva into some attack units.
Yeah, for sure. It is a little wonky, the build here, going for the Carapace first. Oh, nice cancel on that base. The 4th base is going to be a little tricky to hold, because you're either expanding towards the Terran or you're expanding kind of really far away from everything, which makes it harder to defend. So we'll see how he goes with getting that up. But yeah, like you said, he's at 70 drones finally, probably a little later than he'd ideally wanted, but Bane speed on the way. Certainly wants that soon, because INnoVation is coming with a whole bunch more units across the map. Mines in tow now as well. And bless these Queens, they're trying so hard to get this creep out of here.
That's what's a little bit dangerous, because they're putting so much dedication into the tumors. They don't have a lot of transfuse energy. The Banelings and Lings looks like they will clean this up, but the Queens definitely were not as big a part of that fight as they normally would have been. They had a few more transfuses locked and loaded. Quick update to the brackets, by the way. While this has been going on, nobody cast the series, but Zest has 2-0'd Patience to move on to the semifinals. If you guys missed the announcement at the start of the stream, we're doing this best of 3 in the round of 8, then both semifinals and the grand finals. You guys get to see a little bit of Zest today, which is nice. Solar has continued to stay on just 1 Evo chamber while he's turned out that Spire, so we see the Mutas coming out now. It's kind of funny because last game, you know, INnoVation got away with having like 14 or 18 medevacs that weren't killed until like the very end of the game. The nice thing about these mutas is they might be able to police that a little bit more and not leave so many medevacs alive.
Yeah, and they might also be able to bully INnoVation off the middle of the map for a bit as well, because if there's nothing else happening, INnoVation's going to stay there the entire game. He'll be ducking back and forth. You can see he's kind of switching between the middle of the map and this left-hand side. Pretty much since those first 2 medevacs came out. Yeah, he's completely not ready for this at all. So some juicy SCV kills here available for Solar. You know, just got to be a little bit careful.
The other part of this that really sucks is those Liberators are coming up, but Liberators might not even deal with this correctly. Liberators just don't have the damage that they used to, and responding to this is tough. Thank God for that reinforcement wave of Marines that popped out, but INnoVation now fully aware that he might just need a couple of turrets here and there. There's what, 7 SCVs for I don't think any mutas died? No mutas died in that attack.
Yeah. So far, so good. Look how many Banelings he's making. Oh my god, he's already got 23, 18 more on the way. So basically when INnoVation comes out, Solar is just going to punch him straight in the mouth and try and go for like a full wipe of his army.
I feel like as you mentioned punching him in the mouth with like banelings, I just imagine like fruit gushers and chewing down on one and then having it explode in your mouth.
Yuck.
All right, the Liberator gets caught on the north side, by the way. Nice job by the Mutas. There's a Woodmine that might pop off in a second. While this goes on, though, you pointed out he did have a lot of banelings already, and they've got the +5 health from the upgrade, which is nice, but still looking to roll in. Widowmines are dangerous. He knows they're there. There's 123 lings outside of this, however, so no shortage of army supplies. They all run into that third base, and INnoVation has his SCVs running for their lives, but the command center's lifted, the base is abandoned, tech labs and reactors going down, and the lings on the home front are doing a great job defending. Mostly just banelings left, but INnoVation can't respond to Solar's attack. Solar's actually completely cleared out the third base, and on top of this, killing 3 barracks with a production, that's really going to hurt INnoVation. In fact,
yeah, this is actually a sick move.
I'm actually contemplating, like, is this game-ending damage? Unless Solar messes up here and, like, the sickest Widowmine hits go off, INnoVation's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard to push down here with all those mines. You risk losing all those banelings, but it's also really hard for INnoVation to actually push up that ramp. Look how much he has left. It's basically nothing. Solar pushes in with everything, and GG. INnoVation goes down 0-2 to Solar, who will move on to the semifinals. Oh my god.
I'm going to call him a whiner again. Oh, we got Zombie Girl back. What up, girl? How you doing?
Hey.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself.
She's live.
Yeah. So
Oh,
great cast. I listened to it while watching Sue versus Bunny, which was on Whirlwind TvZ. So it's like experiencing the same thing. To update you guys, I guess who weren't multi-twitching, Crank stream was it was a 2-0 Bunny victory. Bunny looked really strong in TvZ versus Sue, which is so weird because Sue was I don't know, one of the last guys to take care of like Bjorn, when Bjorn is still looking pretty good in his TvZ. I don't know. Bunny's actually he used to be like super good. Everyone like paid attention to him. And then I feel like he really just became like kind of like, okay, he's in the brackets, but he's not really gonna ever get very far. But he joins like a foreign team and now he's back to being like super good. That doesn't usually happen.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of strange.
I'm just gonna mute myself to chime in with this because Zombie wasn't here for it, but let's not forget it was Bunny who beat Zest, right? So then seeing him kick ass here now on top of all these other things, like, truly looking great. I was just gonna mention though, we do have a semifinals ready to go, but they're gonna need a break. So just before I mute myself again, we'll throw to commercial breaks and we'll be back hopefully as soon as the games are ready to start videoing and stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a bit.